right, everybody. Everybody knows this place. This is District 3's headquarters right here. We're on our way to see Lieutenant Miller about our sergeant that flipped us off Friday night and then threatened to arrest us. So we are at 3808, and I'm almost positive it's 21st Street. I'll know in just a second here. There's the front of it, 3808, Tampa PD, District 3. And I'm pretty positive it's 22nd Street. I thought it was 21st, but it was 22nd. And hello.
Yes, may I help you?
Yeah, I need to see Lieutenant Miller.
Okay, what's your name?
I'll give it to him.
Okay, well, I have to be able to help you, so I need your name.
Okay, concerned citizen is what it is right now, but I'd like to talk to Lieutenant Miller, please.
Okay, well, I'm asking you for your name.
Okay, well, I'm asking for Lieutenant Miller, so can I talk to him,
That's
please?
fine, but I need your name.
Okay, can I talk to Lieutenant Miller, please?
Okay? Like I said, I need your name.
Like I said, can I talk to Lieutenant Miller, please?
Okay, sir, well, I can't help you. If you're not providing your name, there's nothing I can do to pass on information, because if he's not here...
I don't want to pass on information. I want to talk to him right now.
Okay, well, it's not going to happen like that. If he's on the road, he's not in the office.
He's not here?
Do you have a set schedule for him?
I don't have his set schedule, no. I don't have his set schedule. I just know that he's on duty today and he's the shift commander today. I was already at City Hall. That's why I'm here now, because I'd like to speak to him. So I'd just like to speak to him, please.
For your name.
I'm not going to give it. That's the whole thing. I want to speak to the lieutenant, please.
Okay, do you have a mask?
Yes, I do have one of those.
Okay, well, when you have a mask and you provide your name, then I can let you in.
No, we're not playing that game. I want to talk to the lieutenant. So,
Like I said, when you provide your mask and a name, I can let you in.
there we go. There's the mask. I'd like to speak to the lieutenant now. All right, thank you. Hi, Lieutenant. How you doing?
Good.
My name's Joe.
Okay.
I had an issue. I know that you're not his shift commander, and I know that you're not in charge of him. His shift commander won't be on duty again until I think it is next Thursday, I think. I think the shift just ended Friday, and then you guys came on, right? I was down at City Hall, and I talked to Officer Riviera already, and that's who gave me you, and that's who told me to come up here and talk to you.
Okay.
Okay, there was a sergeant on duty, James, on Friday night.
Okay, Sergeant James.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, I was down in Ybor City recording the code enforcement, going into the businesses with the masks and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I was around probably 4 other officers throughout the evening while they were doing that, and those officers and I really didn't have any issues back and forth between each other. We didn't speak really. They kind of did what they needed to do. I did what I needed to do. We stayed out of each other's way. Everything was okay. Okay, so after they had made their first rounds and stuff and gone into the bars that they had chose to gone into,
right,
what they did is they went back to the corner of 7th Ave and 16th Street, right there where the 7-Eleven and the cigar shop is.
Yeah, right.
and they were hanging out there. So I was looking up the street, and I happened to notice an unmarked car up the street making a U-turn in the center of 7th Ave, where New York Pizzeria is, right there.
Okay.
Okay, so he threw his lights on really quick so that he could pull a U-turn, and then he drove back down the opposite way, which would have been east down 7th Street. He was heading west in the first place.
Okay.
So as he drove by, I wanted to get his car number and stuff, because he did make an illegal U-turn in the center of the street because he wasn't going to a call. I know he wasn't, because he came and yelled at me right afterwards. So I looked at his car as he was driving past me on 7th Street, noticed he didn't have his seatbelt on.
Okay.
So I yelled out, "Hey, seatbelt, seatbelt!" And he completely ignored that fact, which I could tell because he didn't even press the brakes. He just kept on going. So he got caught about probably 2 car lengths down the street from me. And I walked up to the side of the car and I said, "Hey man, buckle up for safety." And he flips me off.
Okay.
And I said, "Are you really going to flip me off right now?" And he said, "Yup, yes I am." I told him at that point I was mad, and I cussed him out at that point, because I mean, he flipped me off. I didn't flip him off. You know, we're supposed to have seatbelts in the cars. That's definitely a sergeant. Of all people, he's in a supervisory position over these other officers. He should be following every law to the T without any if and or buts. Correct?
And when you say unmarked car, what kind of car was it?
He was in an unmarked supervisor's car.
Okay. Okay. I got it.
Basically, yeah. He was in his car unmarked, is what it was. He wasn't in a marked patrol unit.
Okay.
Basically. So at that point, he did a kind of a U-turn across 7th Street to back himself up into 16th Street.
Okay.
And then I waited for him to get out of the car at plenty of a distance, you know what I mean? I didn't just jump up on his window or anything like that. There was another officer that was standing at about the split for the 2 car doors, standing there waiting, and then he had another officer that was over in front over here. And when he got out of the car, I said, "Now since you're going to flip me off, you're going to give me your name and ID at this point," because I was going to make a complaint like I'm here doing right now at this point. He refused to do that. He pointed at his chest and he says, "What, can't you read?" And he had a badge on like yours is, and yours is a lieutenant badge, his is a sergeant badge. There's no numbers on it I can't know an ID. So he didn't give me his badge number to be able to make a complaint on him. And then when he was telling me that I was causing a disturbance because I was chewing him out for flipping me off after telling him to put a seatbelt on, he threatened to arrest me for that disturbance.
Okay.
So
Do you have any of this recorded by chance?
it's all on, yeah,
Okay.
it's all online. It's online right now.
Okay. What's the? And let me get your name and stuff for this.
I got a card for you. Does that work? Now, I've been down with Neil Smith down in IA because I had another problem with another officer down here too. And she still hasn't faced any repercussions or anything. She shoved me 3 times when they had 7th Ave shut down. So it seems to be that there's something going on that night shift with the way that things are going. I mean, I can understand if I'm intoxicated and I'm screaming and being belligerent and stuff like that, but I've got a camera here with me. I've got a press thing that's underneath here and stuff. They know this is what I do. I mean, but they treat me like I'm the lowest of low. And I can understand if you don't like it and you don't like what I do and stuff, but you don't flip people off when you're in uniform. You don't do those kind of things.
So what's your last name, Joe? And let's see, is this still a good number for you, the 451?
Yep.
And when you say it's online, if I go to like
The YouTube. Yep, the YouTube channel. It's right on there. It's on there.
And what you said that this was last Friday?
Yeah, it was Friday night at around 10 to 11 p.m. somewhere. Maybe it was close to midnight, but it wasn't too awful late. It wasn't where it had actually shifted into Saturday's time at that point. And I mean, I get it if they don't, you know, but the way that his behavior is, I definitely want to make a complaint about it. And I think that, you know, there should be something, because if he's in that position and he's doing that to people on the street, what is he teaching other people to do? And what is he creating in between the community and the force itself?
Is this your personal email or work email?
That's a work email. You can email me at that, though. I'll get it almost instantly. You can also just EyesOnTheState@gmail.com.
Okay.
You can email me on that one also. So
Okay, I'll go ahead and it's start a complaint on that, and I'll get with his supervisor, and also have to make sure that the video gets reviewed for that.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's on right now. It's had like 20,000 views already, and people are up in arms about it for what he did. Because it was actually, I was actually live streaming Friday night. So that is the unbroken part of the entire thing of what happened. It was like an hour and a half long.
Okay.
So, and I mean, the other two officers that were there with him that I had said that I had seen throughout the night, when he refused to ID, and he was pretty belligerent. There was no de-escalation in him. There wasn't anything. He was just, he instigated something to try and get the response out of me, and he was actually accusing me of instigating to get the response out of him. You know, when he drove by me in the first place, he could have said, "Oh, yep, I'll buckle up, thanks, man," and drove about his business, and I wouldn't be standing here right now speaking to you. You know what I mean? Instead, he flips me off and then continues that pattern of behavior, which, I mean, it's definitely not a called for thing. Like I was saying, the other two officers that were there, when he was acting the way he was acting, I turned to look at them and I said, "Can I have your name and ID?" And I could see their badge numbers, so I knew what that was already. But there wasn't an issue. They said their last names, and I told them thank you, and I turned around and put my attention back to the sergeant, which was acting inappropriately in the first place. I mean, so,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying here?
No, I understand, and we'll definitely look into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I understand what she was doing and stuff, but when I had told her that I would give my information to you and stuff, she still stood and, you know, pressed at me, and she was like, "Oh, you've got to have a mask to come in," and I wasn't going to come in. I was just going to stay out here. So, and she's like, "You've got to give your name." I'm like, "I will give it to the lieutenant when he comes out here. Just let me speak to him, please."
Well, normally they like to vet to find out what something that can be handled by themselves versus always.
Yeah.
Because not everything's always going to go to a shift commander above. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Not enough time. So
That's true.
So that's normal for her to kind of vet things.
I'm with you.
But I get it. But yeah, like I said, I'll definitely get with his supervisor, and also now when you say that it's the online on the YouTube channel, is it a separate snippet or video, or is it the hour and a half thing? That
I have two different pieces.
Okay.
I took a separate snippet video that has two different views from it. It's got, you know, Ebor Rob.
Yep.
I would assume. So Ebor Rob was way over behind me over here, and he was filming in this way, and then there's my view of us, but he was actually, he come right up on me like he was going to grab a hold of me at that point, is what he was. So we were closer even than we are at this point now, and you see, I can be polite with the camera and stuff, but from what he acted, I had the camera over like this and here, and he come right up into it, almost like that, and he says, "Get that camera out of my face." So I just moved it and pulled it up like that at that point, and you can see it. I mean, his behavior, it definitely wasn't called for.
Okay.
You know, I mean, like I said, if I was drunk and, you know, raising hell and, you know, doing that kind of stuff, okay, I could see that kind of behavior from him. But when I'm stone cold sober and catching him doing something he shouldn't be doing, and I called him out on it, and then he's like almost belittling me afterwards, it was kind of, it was bad. So,
Okay. Well,
but there's both pieces on there. There's the entire live stream, then there's that snip of just him. I think it's about 10 minutes or so long, give or take, I think is what I broke it down to.
Okay, good.
And stuff. So, but it was James, and that was a sergeant. I do remember that. I didn't get much else out of him other than that. So.
Okay. Well, perfect. I appreciate the info.
Definitely. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
You take care of yourself.
You too. Be
Thanks very
safe,
much.
man. Thank you. All right, everybody. There you go. All right, let's hope the lieutenant takes care of it, does what needs to be done, and that sergeant faces some repercussions for his behavior the other night and the way he behaved. All right, everybody. I will talk to you all very soon. Oh, look, we got the whirly bird up here now. They must be following me. You guys all see the whirly bird up above me? They're circling me. All right, everybody, there you go. Eyes on the State. I'll be back.